workshop that aims at teaching the basics of the market system to high school students. We play a game called the Trade and Exchange game and do other fun activities to demonstrate how participating in voluntary trade benefits both parties and creates wealth. The Financial Literacy Project is geared at developing an understanding of money, of credit, and of debt. It incorporates the concepts of basic budgeting, forward planning, and investing. And our surveys show that students who participated in these workshops increased their understanding of money and finances by about 40%.
Our third workshop, Politely Polished, is specifically designed to help prepare students for life after high school. The workshop focuses on things like interviewing skills and professionalism, attire and etiquette, all things that are useful when interacting with professors, peers, coworkers, and interviewers.
Politely Polished has proved to be quite effective with our high school students, but we recognize that many college students are also lacking in these valuable skills. So, in 2009, we revamped our workshop by adding sections in fine dining etiquette and social networking. We then presented a 2-hour workshop on the UAF campus. In the fall of 2010, the UAF Leadership Office contacted SIFE, asking us to present a workshop at their annual leadership conference. We were happy to accept.
To reinforce the learning, we instituted gameplay and practiced the skills that they had acquired. All the participants said that they learned new information that they felt would be useful. In addition, on the average test score, we saw a 35% increase at each workshop from an F average to a B average.
This April, we were also invited to teach our Politely Polished workshop to the African Club. These students valued the workshop as a tool to bridge the cultural gaps in etiquette.
Our fourth workshop, Kids Involved in Conservation, or KIC, is an example of a project our SIFE team has been expanding since 2007. This program was originally developed out of a need for environmental education with an economic focus. By reaching out to the open minds of young children, we're setting the stage for a multitude of changes brought about by our youngest generation. KIC has gone from reaching a mere dozen students in its first year to becoming available in multiple classrooms in several different locations, including rural Alaska.
This year, KIC has reached 75 students directly. We went over basic concepts of economic concepts like production, goods, services, needs and wants, and we talked about the resources that we use in our daily lives. The resources that we talked about included trees, water, food, energy, and more. And to make the lessons more applicable to elementary level students, we had games, we used art projects, and fun stories to keep the kids engaged.
We believe that the knowledge that we share with these young children will spill out into their family and into our community as they embrace conservation and incorporate it in their daily lives.
UAF SIFE also recognizes that we live in a global community. There are people in need of help beyond our borders. Our final project takes us halfway around the world to a small village in India.
Project To Me is a microfinancing endeavor targeting low-income rural Indian villagers based on the Grameen microloan model developed by Dr. Muhammad Yunus. However, our project is a little different in that we created a new business model called cooperative microlending.
Cooperative microlending provides collateral-free microloans to impoverished women and seeks out businesses in need of services these individuals can offer. To begin our project, our SIFE team got in touch with a local agro-based company called Salvia Estates, located in Jamshedpur off the Konkan coast of India. We formed a partnership with this company by forming a cooperative with them and our potential clients.
After agreeing, Salvia Estates was looking at purchasing up to 150 cows and buffalo for a dairy farm. This gave SIFE the opportunity we were looking for. Instead of paying $600 per cow, Project Umid would loan the funds to the citizens to purchase them, and then sell the milk back to Salvia Estates. The cows would then be boarded at the farm, which creates a symbiotic relationship.
The advantage to our clients is that they do not need to make a monetary investment to provide shelter or fodder for the animal, and they do not need to seek out or find a market for the dairy products because they'll be using the market that already exists for the company. And this way, she can still help her husband on the farm and take care of her children.
And the advantage to Salvia Estates is that they are able to reduce their level of investment and their level of risk by leasing the cow in exchange for the milk.
Our target group was women in the village. As most of them are not financially independent, nor are they financially literate. Of the 5 women we have given loans to so far, their average daily income is only 30 cents. This is a fraction of what the World Bank has set at the global poverty line of $1.20. We raised initial funds for our project by seeking donations and holding benefit dinners. Over the past 2 years, our benefit dinners have been attended by over 300 members of our community, and we have raised over $6,000.
We then took these funds to the impoverished women in India, where we, under a contract, they loaned them the money under a contract that stated they must pay it back within 5 years at 5% annual interest. And 5% annual interest, which is then reinvested into the project. This has raised their income by 75%, which has changed the flow of their lives and enabled them to have better nutrition, access to health care, and education. All ingredients for a positive change.
Project UMED was also invited to present at both the UAF Leadership Conference and the University Women's Association as an example in student innovation and social entrepreneurship. As a result, another student organization has committed to sponsoring a cow. Project UMED is also endorsed by major political leaders, local representatives, and major organizations such as the Clinton Global Initiative.
Our current efforts are focused on expanding our cooperative microlending model worldwide. This year, the African Club sought to engage with a nonprofit to help their own countries. Bypassing organizations like the Red Cross, the African Club joined forces with Project UMED. By this time next year, cooperative microlending will bring the benefits of globalization to the African continent.
We've also been in talks with Mundeshi, a nonprofit organization whose focus is providing financial literacy for women in rural India. This partnership will allow us to teach basic financial literacy to our clients to ensure that they'll be able to make best use of the money that they're earning through Project UMED. This financial literacy project is taking place this summer.
As you can see, we've been hard at work. We've immersed ourselves in our desire to help, to have profound impacts on the lives of those around us, and to provide that little push that can ripple out into a better future.
We begin by focusing on educating children, giving them the tools they need to carve out a channel for future decision making.
We teach them about money and the environment.
How their decisions flow down, or about how the flow of their decisions and why they should care what is downstream.
And then we expand that spirit of imparting knowledge into the higher grades.
We go into our local schools and into schools across the frigid tundra, ensuring that kids are able to meet the wave of challenges awaiting them after high school.
We even cross oceans to change the tide in foreign countries.
We provide the lifeboat of entrepreneurship to women barely floating in the seas of poverty.
When we encounter dams blocking the way to success, we tear them down or redirect the flow of life in a more positive direction.
And as we reach out a helping hand to these women and children caught in the dire undercurrents of poverty, we have a real impact.
We change the flow of their lives, steady their journey, and give them hope.
And it all starts with just one drop of kindness.
Changing the world from the top down.
UAF SIFE!